Hi, we're Tiffany and Ryan Grove, and we're having a dialogue about the flat earth. And when we started this out, I was supposed to present 10 proofs of the global earth, or why do I think the earth is a globe. So I did that. So I'm just going to rehash the 10, which actually turned out to be 14, very quickly. So the 10 proofs plus that the earth is a globe. Number 1, ship in the horizon, which we know what that is. Number 2, short 11 and 12 hour flights from Sydney to Santiago, Auckland, New Zealand to Santiago, Auckland, New Zealand to Buenos Aires, Argentina, Johannesburg, South Africa to Sao Paulo, Brazil. So it's right around the South Pole. Number 3, Coriolis effect. Number 4, you cannot see Japan while looking west from the west coast of North America, even though the flat earth model claims that it's a level plane where there is no horizon. You can just continuously see straight forward. Number 5, the lunar eclipses. Number 6, Foucault's pendulum. Number 7, the seasons, especially because it is summer in the USA while winter in Australia, winter in Italy, and summer in Argentina, and extreme lengths of day and night at the poles. Number 8, the 6 jet streams. Number 9, the tidal force, which is a differential force of the moon and sun on two sides of the earth. Number 10, positioning of stars depending on latitude and star patterns. Number 11, the double sunset phenomenon. Number 12, the daytime moon. And I included in there that the sun and moon rising in the east and setting in the west. Number 13, the Eötvös effect, which also military submarines use the Eötvös effect to enhance navigation. Number 14, Schumann resonance, which occurs with a sphere within a sphere, and we use the ionosphere as the double sphere effect.
I got my ionosphere.
Right. And then I wanted to also add the 5 that we didn't talk about, which was GPS, the Cavendish experiment, which shows mass attracts mass, used to calculate G, which is the gravitational constant. Number 3, that Pythagoras, Aristotle, Euclid, and Aristarchus observed the earth is a sphere. Number 4, we didn't talk about cosmic background radiation, which helps to prove inflation for the Big Bang Theory. And number 5, and I think this is a big one for a lot of our folks that have been following along with the videos that we've done, is the scientific method and what is proof of something, and also the idea of what is the differentiation between hypothesis and theory and fact and opinion. So
Are you pandering to the one person that follows us in comments?
no, there's a few people that have commented, and I agreed with them. Like, I think people get frustrated because you really conflagrate the ideas about what is a fact, or or that we take it on faith. So, and I think
that'd be cool if you could go back and find examples where I've done that and illustrate them to me and show me ways to correct them, because that's certainly not something
Well,
I
you
want to be
often
guilty of.
say my theory when it can't be a theory. A theory is a body of facts.
But there's a connotation to the
It
word
has
theory
falsifiability.
in English where
It
it's
has
a hunch, or
repeatability.
it's an idea, it's a theory. You
It
can
has
use that legitimately.
The ability
American
to make
English.
predictions. I mean, these are all things that our model of the universe that as we know it today has a lot of that scientific method backing.
Scientific
Peer
method
review.
is what? Would you care to
No.
illustrate?
No,
let me do it
not
for you
today.
then. Or let me do it for
Not
us.
today. I want to
No,
go
it's
through
very
it
simple.
as just one.
Well, you're going to bring it up, so
Yeah.
we should
Not
understand what it
today.
is that you're bringing up
Yeah.
for clarity. It means coming up with a hypothesis. It's coming up with an experiment to test the hypothesis. And then it's coming up with the predicted result. And then not only that, it's being able to repeat the experiment and get the same result over and over again. That's the scientific method.
It
And
also
there's certainly none of that going on in your brain or my brain or all the people out there in the world that are not physicists, that don't have access to the goings on of NASA.
It also
They don't have access to privilege information positions like being close to government. There's a ton of us that are just like us. And so rarely are any one of us, especially those who say, oh, but science says so, are they actually utilizing the scientific method to come up with their own conclusions? Which,
yes, they are.
since people that try to manipulate other people understand that quality, then they try to exploit all of the ways that you can actually get somebody then, because you know that they're not executing literally the scientific method when they determine things. And that's what gives rise to like the power of advertising, the power of propaganda, the power of educational institutional influence on people's paradigms and the way they think and stuff.
Well, as you admitted, everything that you state here is taking on faith. When you try to give some of your ideas of how you think your flat Earth model works, it's stated on faith, yes.
Yes.
But the difference between your ideas and the scientific method is that the scientific method also has falsifiability, which means that you can look at your method and you can question it to see if it's falsifiable. But you haven't done that. Is your method falsifiable? That's the question I would ask. And then I just want to keep this short today because
without like seeming
Okay.
like I'm interrupting you, can I comment on that issue before you move on?
Mhm.
That the scientific method is a method used to understand our external reality and biologically our internal physical reality. But there are other attributes to what I think you understand the word truth means, other than simply mechanically reverse engineering what's been made
Okay.
and trying to understand it.
Yeah.
I think part of being a human being also entails some philosophical ways of thinking.
Mhm.
And
Well-
definitely some spiritual ways of thinking.
I
Let
think
me
one-
finish
okay.
where I'm going with
Oh,
this,
sure.
and then totally you can respond. And when you try to accuse me of not using the scientific method when it comes to understanding other things than the mechanics of reality, of physical reality, you know, you try to apply that to like philosophical motives that I probably have but haven't articulated, and philosophical
at
ones
all. No,
that
not at all.
takes the whole
Not
kit and
I
caboodle and
wouldn't-
dumps it
yeah.
in the bin. And that the whole point of me going on about this is to say that it's not like that.
Yeah, I think there's a definite differentiation between philosophy and the physical universe.
They're all components
But
of
what I-
understanding the same reality, I think.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, go on.
But I would say the nice thing about truth, and I think we can agree, is that the truth,
We'll set
like-
you free.
it doesn't matter if you believe it or not. It's the truth, you know?
Correct. And
Yeah.
it doesn't change. And if it changed, it wouldn't be truth.
Yeah.
Truth is constant. Yeah.
So I just wanted to. I have nothing else to say today.
Well, what about
So-
GPS? Because that
No,
was on your
no,
list.
no. I
So I'd
just
like to
want
talk
to.
about
I just want to
GPS.
close it up because we rehashed the main facts. I want to keep it kind of short today.
Okay. Fair enough.
But because next time I just want to. I'm gonna address the scientific method.
You know what?
and
If you could
can
say
address
one
whatever
more
you want.
point, though, without any reaction or interruption on my part, what would it be?
I just want to point out that we, for years, well, at least 1,000 years, we recognized that the Earth was a globe, and we understood the planetary model to some degree. We knew
Can I have this, please?
about the planets and the stars, but it wasn't. And I, as a Christian, I have to point out that there was never a time since the death of Christ up until, as far as I know, maybe the 19th century, that people tried to make the flat earth model a part of their faith. And I think it's important that we remember that faith isn't such an earthbound endeavor. So I think we should be careful about some of this flat earth stuff. And in my opinion, I'm afraid that it's a psyop. In 1956, Samuel Shelton founded a society for the flat earth. And then the leadership
The
was
Flat Earth Society is nonsense.
passed on to
it's
Charles
the biggest
Johnson.
ridiculous misinformationist institution, if ever there was one, in my humble opinion. But
And
go
I'm
on.
afraid that the flat earth is just that, kind of a psyop.
Well, I
and-
think this will be a great opportunity for the next time that we have our conversation, that we're going to kind of bend this into a spiritual faith sort of avenue.
After we talk about
As
the
opposed
scientific method, in
as
my
a-
opinion, I'm not ready to go into the faith aspect of
Well, I'm
it.
saying that it might be
I'm
fun-
willing to skip GPS because that's look, guys. If it was just this land-based system, no, actually, let's do a GPS and a scientific method. And if you want to start the faith thing after that, next time, that's good, and I'm ready to go there after that.
As you wish, my
Okay.
beloved. I guess that's it for today. Thank you if you did watch. Hey.